Welcome. In today's video, we're doing a recap of the BIBURY Surge Clone multi-tool. This is the BIBURY Multipliers Pro, I believe it is what it's called. And we'll get the Olight pry bar out of the way that I store on the side. Very good little pry bar, by the way. Been packing it and using it quite a lot. Close that up. So, this is the BIBURY Multipliers Pro. Basically, it is a Leatherman Surge for all intents and purposes. Not made by Leatherman, but it is a clone of the Leatherman multi-tool that has rocked the market for so long. So, what do you get here? Let's go into what the tools are, and then how has it held up, and what are some things that I think could be changed about the tool. So we open it up, we get these nice, big, beefy plier heads here. Wire cutters that can cut through nearly anything. Maybe not hardened stainless steel, but man, old coat hangers and stuff, no trouble at all. They work so well. The four main outside tools, we have the main blade, which came with a funky grind on mine. Like it was almost a chisel grind for that last bevel there. I'm still, playing around with that a little bit on figuring out how I want to really fix that. But yours may come out better, but it still came out super slicey sharp. Just had to hold it at a different angle when you sliced. Super sharp and locks up with almost no play at all. Very, very good. The serrated edge, same thing, nearly no play at all. Super slicey sharp and just a pleasure to use. This thing has been, I'm not big on serrated blades, but man, this serrated blade has been a joy to use. We have up next the big scissors, which in the last video, and I still stand by this pivot is too loose, in my opinion. When I go to cut, when I push down, if I push down and over, and I force the edges of the scissors to stay in contact through the whole snippage, like so, it will cut almost anything. If I leave it loose, it won't cut, but it goes through paracords like it's not even there. This is 90-pound paracord, by the way, from Hobby Lobby. I recommend getting some of that because that's really good stuff to use for other things. Little strip of leather, really good. I hope that was on camera. Like plastics, it goes through pretty good. That's the thinner the stuff is where the looseness of the scissors can affect the cutting, but it cuts really well for what it is. Locks up. And then kind of the claim to fame for the Leatherman Surge was the T-shank adapter. And I think this is a solid T-shank adapter for what they have. Now, when you get the multi-tool, you get these three implements here. You get these two saw blades and that file. My dad bought me this the other day, which is a metal saw, which kind of rounds out the abilities here. It does have an edge file, but it's not super aggressive. So having a third little bit there is nice. And as you will see, it does go in and lock. And there's a little bit of wiggle, but it's fine. Also, that does close up all the way, and you kind of use that little tab there as your thumb stud to open it. But I recommend just keeping the file in stock in the shank holder all the time. But it does take these T-shanks and locks up pretty well. And this is from Harbor Freight, by the way. So, just so you know, you can go buy those Harbor Freight. These things go in. They actually work pretty well. Little loose, but once you get the angle right and you start going at it, it's going to work. And this is something that Dominic over at Max Level EDC has pointed out, is the diamond files on some of these older tools. The newer ones are doing good, like this one, by the way, has because you want to, it's nice to have this removable because you can maintain your knife edges with it. But the old tools, the edges of the file were thicker than what they were in the middle, and so what that did is it did not let you get an even grind all the way down, whereas these like this one here, are flush all the way across. They're really good, and you will get a good edge from that. The crosscut file is actually pretty aggressive. I really like that. It really just tears into stuff. Really good file. The worst part is maybe the edge file, but the rest of that is super good. Now, when I got my tool, this was super tough to open up, but I loosened the screws just a little bit and it opens up a lot easier. And this is the full dimension 1/4 inch bit driver. And this is really nice to have because now I can take standard 1/4 inch bits and drive with them. Now, I have some magnets ordered that will go in and keep that in place because, as you can see, there is no detent to hold that in place. You have to use these specialty little bits that you can get from Weehaw or Klein's that have the little ball detent in the bit themselves to hold them in place. But with that aside, this tool, when you buy it, gives you a set of what is it, like 14 extra bits, 16 bits total of a very comprehensive set. Now, the one I think I wish they would swap out for is the spanner for another smaller set of Torx, but that's just me. I work with Torx a lot. I would like to see more Torx in a bit kit than the weird funky stuff that you're probably already going to have a dedicated tool for. To me, this is supposed to be general use. This is an EDC multi-tool, and never in my EDC have I come across the need for these little spanner bits. I have used Allen's. I have used Robinson's, in which we do not have Robinson's here. But I've used Flats, Phillips, Robinson's, Torx, and Allen's, but I have never used spanners, and I do not like to see spanners in a bit kit. But that's just me. That may not be you, but that is me. And I find these to be a very comprehensive bit kit as it stands. I've used several of these already in the past few weeks that I've had this tool. They have all been super handy, and they seem to be hardened pretty well too. Like they haven't stripped out on me, which is good. Because as people know, leatherman bit kits, they're not that hard. They tend to round out on you. But the bit driver is great. I love it. The one thing I wish that they would change, and you may be able to see this on camera, is that the line of the tool here comes out like this. Now, the flat edge of the bit driver is at an angle. And that's fine, but it would be nice if it was perpendicular to that edge so that I could use this on just as it is on 1/4 inch nuts and stuff, like, you know, the vents that you see in restaurants and stuff. They usually have like a 1/4 inch nut screw holding them up. It'd be nice just to use that to get them out because I do maintenance and stuff. But being angled like that is hard to do so. So I have to have like a bit extender on hand just for that purpose. So I would like to see this changed to be more perpendicular rather than angled to the line of driving. It would add a little bit more functionality to that. The next bits of tools here, they all kind of stick together and you can fan them out, is this 4-pack here. We have a can opener cap lifter combo, little wire stripper notch down there, which is actually really nicely sized and really sharp and actually surprisingly good for the price. We have a small flathead. We have a larger flathead. Then we have a reamer all with a sewing hook. Nicely done. Very sharp, very pokey. Those all fold up. I find it best to just kind of go for the cap lifter first and then just pop them all out and fan through which one I want. But they all come out nice and easy. They work nice and easy. There's next to no blade play in those as well. This whole tool is very solid. And there is a little bit of spring in the handles there, but man, these things are super strong. This is made surprisingly well for the 40-50 bucks that you'd pay for it, given that this Leatherman Surge is going on like $140 multi-tool at the moment. For less than half of that, you can get this and have the quality, almost the quality of a Leatherman. I want to say the quality of a Leatherman because it is that close, given how Leatherman has been falling short on their quality control lately. This is on par with Leatherman. Not a thing wrong with it. The steel that it's made from is good enough. This is just a phenomenal tool. I've had this on my hip every day for the past 2 weeks. This sucker is fantastic. Haven't had an issue with it yet. I'm pausing between talking a lot because I've just been sick recently and I'm kind of short of breath here. Whew. But this whole tool here, and it comes, I don't have them dug out at the moment. Where are they? The tool, when you buy it, also does come with replaceable wire cutters and the tool to fix it. If they were to break, it just gives you that right off the bat. And those go in this side of the pouch here, which is sewed off at the bottom, so they're not going to fall out on you. You can just drop that down in there and fold that up, roll it up, down in there. But I prefer to keep these off to the side in a separate kit that I know where they are, because I just find it easier that way. You drop the saw blades down the other side, and those go all the way down. Now for me, I use the Olight Otical 2 here as my main pry bar. And this little bit here, I put the clip into, if I can, if it doesn't want to make me look like an idiot. And that just holds really well right in there. Just fits, blends in so well right there. And that all just folds up. That's actually held up surprisingly well, being made out of plastic. And it's nice that I can take the tool off my belt without having to remove the belt. And that's a nice little feature to have. So that has been the BIBURY Multipliers Pro. It is, I believe, BIBURY's current quote-unquote flagship multi-tool. I think it has a lot of potential, a lot of promise. If they change nothing on it, I feel like it is a nearly perfect tool. It would be good to see some of the changes made that I mentioned, but as it stands, this is going to be a tool that's going to be, if not on my hip, close to my hip at all times. So, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, hit the like and subscribe. It really helps. I hope you got some useful information out of it. I hope it helps you build your EDC to your standards. And until the next time, a farewell, carry well, and a bye-bye.